Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Math with Mr. Douglas. Today we're looking at alligators, Pac-Man, and what does that mean? Oh, it means inequalities. Here we go. Hi everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Math with Mr. Douglas. Today, what are we looking at? We're looking at inequalities, which when I think of inequalities, I always think of Pac-Man. And this is how I was taught about it. And inequalities is basically, it's really simple, is that Pac-Man eats the bigger number, right? That's the whole idea. So we are going to take a look at that concept, but we're going to add algebra into it. So this is going to be a jam-packed episode. Pretty straightforward, I think, for most of the stuff. A couple things that we need to know. Some of the signs. So these are our less than signs. So these are less than signs. And the only difference, of course, is the little line that's right there. It's almost like half an equal sign. So we call those less than or equal to. So we got our less thans, and then of course, if we have less thans, we need to have our greater thans, and you guessed it, or equal to. So these are our greater thans. Oops. And when we're talking about those, that's going to be the or equal to. And basically today, we're going to be looking at a number line. And on our number line, we need to know some of the rules. Oops. I'll get a different color for that. Let's go nice, maybe happy pink. So we have a number line. And let's just say this was 0, of course 1, 2, 3. And over here, -1, -2, -3. You should be comfortable with those. And the biggest thing that we need to go and understand for our number lines is we have a closed circle, and we also have an open circle. Here we go, an open circle. So those are the two types of circles that we're going to be using on number lines. So it's either going to be open or it's going to be closed. And there is a difference. We use closed circles when we're using these signs with the or equals to. And for open ones, we just use the greater than or the less than signs. So those are going to be the differences. So those are the kind of the different parts of different kind of knowledge things. Now we just have to go and basically take a look at what everything kind of does. Are you ready? Here we go. So I'm going to get right into, I think the easiest way to sort of do this is talk about algebra in general. So x represents a number, right? That's what we've learned so far. So when you had stuff like, x equals 3, well, we now know that, whenever we see x is going to be equal to 3. But the difference with inequalities, the difference when you're using inequalities now means that there's a range of numbers, not just one. So there is a range of numbers, and we need to be able to show this, all different kind of possibilities. And if you think about it, let's just say, what's a good one? Let's just say we had something that said like x is greater than 5. Well, what are all the possible answers for 5? I said x is going to be greater than 5. So what's possible for that? Can you think of some different examples? Like what's possible? It could be 6. It could be 112. It could be 7. It could be 5.0001. What it could not be is 5. Because that's be greater than 5. So it could not be 5, but it could be all these other things. And who knows what it is. So in order to show this on a number line, you need to be showing the whole range. So basically, on your number line, this is how it works. Is you always put the answer in the middle, so the number itself, 5, and you put a number on either side of it. So you know that this is going to be 6 and this is going to be 4. Now you have to go back and remember that thing about the open circle and the closed circle you just saw? Well, what kind of circle is this sign? This sign is the, it's the open circle. So I'm going to put an open circle above the 5. And I need to show that x is bigger than 5. So which way do I want to show that with an arrow? So I'm going to say it's this one, because this will show all the numbers to the right of 5. So all the numbers that are bigger than 5. Does that make sense? Are these numbers on this side of the number line? Yeah, it is. So we need to show that with the arrow. So that is showing that x could be any of those numbers. And because it's an open circle, we know that it is not 5. Cool? Makes sense? I can see that you're nodding your head. Great. So another example, let's just take the other example. Let's say x is less than or equal to, I don't know, -2. So how I want you doing this on a number line is I want you to draw the number line and basically always put the number -2 right there. I want you to put numbers on opposite side of it. So you only have 3 numbers on your number line. So this is always a little tricky, right? That's -1, that's -3. What kind of circle was it? Do you guys remember what kind of circle it was? Yeah? Good. It was a closed circle this time. And I have to say x is less than or equal to -2. So less than. So all the numbers smaller than -2. So the smaller ones are down there. What are some possibilities? Well, obviously -3 is a possibility. -100 and, I don't know, 7. What else is a possibility? -3.2. How about -8/3? That would be a possibility. There's lots of different possibilities. So that's how we're kind of showing this. Okay. Well, that's not too bad, is it? Heck no. No, it's not. So those are the big kind of points to take away. And I will show you some tricky ones that always seem to bother students. It's when the x is on the other side. So say it's like this. And I have a super duper hint. I have a hint. Here's my hint. This says 8 is greater than x. That means x is less than 8. So if I was going to think about this, this means x is less than 8. Now that is much easier for students to think about for graphing and for thinking. So here's my hint. Once you get down to the final answer, and if your x is on the right-hand side, which is cool, you can just flip it like a mirror. Flip it like a mirror, if that helps you. And my double hint is flip like a mirror and make sure the pointy part is correct. Pointy is correct. Either the pointy part or the alligator. What am I talking about? Pointy part or alligator? Well, here we go. And I'll give you a couple of different, same example. I'm going to do where should I do this? So here's my 2 examples, right? So I had 8 is greater than x. The other one, just to show you what I mean, 8 is less than x, okay? Like that. These are two completely separate answers. As I'm doing this, I'm rethinking. This might be confusing for you right now. Let's just do 2 different ways. Okay, I'm erasing this now. Goodbye, erasing. Okay. Let's just go and flip the pointy part. So what do I mean by the pointy part? Well, do you see that inequality sign? Do you see the pointy part? This part right here? See how it's pointy, right? It's pointy, yeah? Does that seem pointy? Yeah, right? If I had to make it, this is the pointy part, yes? Make sure that pointy part is with the x. Make sense? So when I flip it, and I'm flipping everything, right? Like a mirror. That's important, like a mirror. So it goes x on this side, 8 on this side. Well, that pointy part was with the x, so that pointy part has to stay there. Does that make sense how that just happened? Can you visualize how I just flipped that? So that's the pointy part. That's what I mean. Because then you can go and graph it really easy. X is less than 8. So a lot of students find that easier to think about. So 8 goes there, 9 goes here, 7 goes here. Open circle. Less than 8. Oh, it's those ones. Those numbers down there. What I meant by the alligator part, so if it's an alligator, so take a look at this, right? 8 is less than X. So this time when I flip it, like a mirror, it goes like this then. X, 8, and then the alligator part, this is what I mean by the alligator part. See this? Or Pac-Man. Do you ever have this is like an alligator? It's like it's eating the X, right? So when you flip it, you got to make sure that the alligator is still eating the X. Is it still eating the X? Is this still eating the X? There's my alligator. Right, there's the eyes. There's the big alligator body. Is it still eating it? Yes. So just make sure that either the pointy part is sticking to the X, right, if that's the case, or the alligator just continues to eat it. If this made no sense, I apologize. I've had no coffee today. Okay, here we go. So graph of that one, 8. Here we go. 9 and 7. And I have no more room now. So 8 is greater than, this was 8 is greater than, sorry, X is greater. X is greater than 8. So it's an open circle. And it goes that way. Yeah? Is that good? Sweet. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time, have a great day. Thanks everybody for tuning in for another edition. Go subscribe, go and play some Pac-Man, or go draw an alligator. Until next time, have a great day.